Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this week's energy forecast. I'm Sarah Louise. I'm a reader of the cosmic weather, here to share with you my intuitive take on what's coming up this week and how you can best navigate yourself through the energy. So I'm like, it's a bit chilly in my office today. You know, the winds have changed. The winds are changing. Like, I have goosebumps and yeah, I'm like not really surprised. Like, there's a breeze coming in. I haven't had a breeze come in that window before, or maybe I have, but I don't remember it because it's been so long. And that's kind of like the energy that's coming up this week. It's like, oh, this is different. And why is it different? Because it's eclipse season. We are now officially in eclipse season, and on the 25th we are going to have our first eclipse of the year. It's a full moon eclipse, full moon in Libra eclipse, and we know that full moons, you know, intensify energy and, you know, amplify everything. When it's an eclipse, it's just like times it by 1,000, 100 million times. Yeah, if that's even a number. It's big stuff. And this eclipse is all about relationships. It's in Libra. It's about relationships, Libra themes, and it's big endings, like the end of old toxic ways, the end of playing small when you don't need to, the end of being quiet when you need to speak up, the end of saying yes when you really mean no, the end of just being nice, yeah, the end of not healthy boundaries, the end of unhealthy behaviors, the end of toxicity in many forms, the end of dramatic kind of stuff, karma. Like, this is such a karmic time right now. Like, whoa, it's, yeah, huge. And like how it's going to play out in your life is going to be very different to possibly how your friend or your family or someone else is going to play out, because everyone's story is really different, right? But every eclipse always affects somebody in some way, and as I say, dependent on where it's falling is like dependent on how much it will affect you. So, you know, it might be as minimal as, you know, it's the end of a old belief, or, you know, it's an end of kind of going that way because it always makes you late, or, you know, an end of thinking about yourself in a certain way. So it can be quite internal, or it can be as significant of the end of a relationship, you know, the end of a toxic kind of behavior trigger that's, you know, in one of your main relationships. Like, it could be that big. What I say to people, and what I'm going to remind you now, is that whenever eclipse season comes around, I go, because it's like we give the ball to whatever you call it, the universe, your God, your higher self, like whatever that is. And it's like we kind of hand over and we go, okay, let fate, destiny, my higher self kind of lead the way, and whatever it kind of pulls out from under the carpet and clears away is totally as it's meant to be. So I always feel like, you know, we have these eclipse seasons come around every 6 months. You know, sometimes the themes are quite minor, sometimes like now they're very big. And also it depends what alignments are coming around these eclipses. And this one's, it's got a lot of big conjunctions around it, which are, you know, all in this kind of same theme of like, it's got to stop, you know, it's got to stop. This can't go on like this. Like, it has to change, you know, and in that, there can be a lot of fear and like, oh no, but as toxic and as kind of not that happy as I am, like, I don't want it to change because I'm really scared of that. And so it's like, whoa, yeah, but it's as it's meant to be. So we have this first eclipse, full moon eclipse in Libra on the 25th. We are then in what I call the eclipse sandwich. We're kind of in the season. Yeah, it's like we're in this kind of season, and it's a wild card, and anything could happen. It's like, whoa. The next eclipse, because they always come in pairs, is a new moon in Aries solar eclipse, and that one feels much more around new beginnings, and it's a different energy. So I feel like it's like the end, and then we have a wait where we've got to be patient, like patient. And then as that one kind of comes in, it brings in the new beginnings. Now you've got to remember that eclipse energy, yes, it's very potent at the time, but the ripple, you know, can be weeks, months, some say even years, you know. So it's like pivotal moments that create this ripple effect that kind of, you know. But I do believe that when they kind of hit and they're in that potency, stuff gets revealed, you know, and then the ripple of change. So this week, know that that's happening in the cosmic environment. Know that there is an eclipse. Know it's a full moon eclipse. Like, you're going to feel a bit sensitive. Stuff could come up. Things may change. Things may shift internally, externally. My advice to you is to stay as centered as you can. So whatever that means to you, and however you do that. So, you know, staying grounded, staying centered, looking after yourself, eating well, sleeping well, watching what you drink, you know, lots of water, doing your grounding work, doing your breath work, you know, even if that's just closing your eyes for a second and just taking a breath, yeah, trusting. Be a little bit like the observer, kind of like rise up a little bit and go, okay, I know that there's this energy coming in. I know it's going to clear away whatever needs to clear for my highest good. And if that starts coming up, then, you know, I'm not going to fall into any drama or chaos. I'm just going to kind of be here because, as I say, it's really karmic, right? So people could get a bit crazy in this kind of like, you know, if they're really unaware of what's going on, you know, the triggers could be going and the karma could be flowing and the shit going, you know. And it doesn't have to be like that way for us. We can be super aware. The energy is really sensitive. People are really sensitive. People are being really triggered. There's lots of things changing. Could be something changing internally for somebody. You know, they could be ending some thought process, some big thing, some story inside of themselves that we don't even know anything about, you know, but they're showing up like a bit weird, or that may be going on for us, or, you know, stuff may come out from, like, if you think like sometimes in life we go along and we like sweep little bits under the carpet, you know, just don't really want to deal with that right now, like, oh, it's all fine, like whatever, just for peace, you know, just, yeah. An eclipse season comes and it's like the universal God or your higher self or whoever takes away the carpet and goes, no, we're not going to have any of that laying around. We're going to create a beautiful clean space. Yeah, and it's like, oh, I don't really want to look at that, but know that if anything is unraveled or comes up, it's because it's ready to be cleared. So we go, oh, okay, cool. That's on my plate, that's on my floor, I'm going to clean that up. So I don't want it. If it makes us feel uncomfortable, edgy, angry, sad, emotional, like, let's have a look at it. There's a lot of old wounding could be triggered under this, you know, and remember that when our old wounds are triggered and touched, it's because we're ready to do another layer of healing on them. So when that happens, rather than like, oh my God, it's like, oh wow, I'm feeling this pain, this is quite familiar. I know this reaction that happens within myself, I know where it comes from. Why am I going there? What do I need to have a look at? Perhaps there's another aspect, or perhaps I just need to sit in it, to feel it, to heal it a little bit deeper. And that's cool. Make sure you got good people around you this week that you can kind of talk to if you need to, you know, get your journal out, write some stuff down, say your prayers, say your blessings. Have a little bit of quiet time alone, like, you know, what's going on for me? Where am I at? Where am I going? I know what my intentions are, and I know what the big picture looks like. Am I walking and, you know, taking steps towards that. Is there anything that I need to do? You know, a really self-reflected week as this energy comes through will be really helpful. Yeah, and as I said, looking after yourself. You know, if you like a massage, go and have one. If you like some reflexology, go and have it. You know, make sure you're going to bed early enough. Like, disengage a little bit from all that social media and the, you know, just be quiet. Have some quiet time, because the energy is hectic and we don't need more hectic. You know, you go on Instagram and it's like next, and it's like it captures you and pulls you in and it's busy. Like, we need some space. Go for a walk. Notice things. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, I feel a little bit cold. Oh, it's a bit windy. Oh, it's a lovely sunny day. Oh, yeah, the seasons have just changed. Take notice of that. Yeah, take notice of how it feels to be in a new season. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's bring it back to simplicity. That's where we're going to find our happiness in the small things. Yeah, look up and smile at people. Know that people are going through it. Yeah, smile at them. Say good morning. You know, hope you have a great day, but really mean it. It's a big week. We've got a big few weeks coming up. Like, we're leading up into April, and April is like the biggest month of the whole year. So just tread gently, tread slowly, you know. Oh, feeling like this. Yeah. Eclipses always, you know, trigger us in different ways, but they trigger us for positive growth. And remember, we're in the classroom of life, here to grow. Yeah, so it's good. I want you to have an amazing week and know that you're exactly where you need to be. You are on path, and please trust this process and be patient. Yeah, be patient over the next few weeks. It's like the curtains are open, the show is about to begin. And at some point she'll be like, oh, I don't really want to watch this show. You just stay there, be patient, because who knows what that finale is going to be like. Yeah, and I believe that the end of this finale, kind of after April, we'll all be like, yeah. So if there's moments before we get there where you're like, oh my god, that's okay, whatever, crying's just releasing. Yeah, you got this. Have an amazing week. I love you, and yeah, sending all beautiful, positive, energetic vibes to all of our beautiful family here.